Hello and a very warm welcome to you, wherever in the world you're joining us from. It's the final session, day 4 of the Paralympic Games goalball competition. And it's an important day as the pool stages come to a conclusion and the pairings for the knockout phase starts to take shape. We've got a brilliant pair of matches to bring the pool stages to an end. Later on, the host France will take to court against group leaders Japan. They search for their first win in the women's event. But right now at the South Paris Arena, it's the top of the table decider between the People's Republic of China and Ukraine. As the women's team look on. Today it's the turn of the men to take to court. Both China and Ukraine come into this final group game with 2 wins from their first 2 games. So it's all on the line at the South Paris Arena, with the winner securing first place in the group, giving themselves the most favourable possible run-in for the quarterfinals. This is your first taste of the unique and physical sport of goalball, then thank you for tuning in. And as we undergo the pre-match formalities, as this crowd gets settled, let's talk you through what you need to know about this wonderful sport. And the 2 sides on court today, both with 2 wins in their first 2 games. So whoever wins this match will top the group, give themselves very favourable run-in for the quarterfinals, which take place on day 5. Crowd having fun, just as they've been having fun throughout the men's and women's event. And they've really got behind the players and they've really grasped the intricacies of being a goalball spectator, making as much noise as you can between the points, but staying absolutely silent when the ball's in play, because these players, all with different levels of visual impairments, but when they put on those eye shades, cannot see a thing, and they rely on the sound of the ball and the touch of the lines on court in order to orientate themselves and work out where they need to be. 2 wins in 2 from both Ukraine and the People's Republic of China. Really strong start, both these 2 sides. Both winning against both Egypt and Japan. And we'll soon be discovering which 3 players will be taking to court as part of the starting 3. We can make a very good guess. Very much expect to see Vasyl Olinik, Ukrainian side. No surprise to see Yu Chin-wen, number 6, adopting that centre position. It's been really pivotal in those first 2 group games. As we take a look at the court, good chance to explain the intricacies of goalball throws and what constitutes an infraction. Ball needs to bounce in both your own third of the court and the neutral third. And there we have the Ukraine team. Very strong side that's been playing together for many years. All but Fedor Sidorenko, number 3, in the squad for Tokyo. Vasyl Olinik, Ukraine's top scorer so far. Scored 9 goals in the first 2 games. There we have the China squad. Yang Mingwan at the top of that graphic. He was joint top scorer at Tokyo 2020 with 26 goals. And he's already scored 10 goals in Paris so far. Certainly one to watch throughout this final group game. Best to think of the court in terms of 3/3. You've got your own team's third of the court, you've got that neutral area, and then the other team's third. Ball has to bounce in both your own and that neutral area. And if the ball goes over halfway, then you surrender possession. It's known as a ball over. We'll talk you through ball overs and the many other bits of goalball terminology you might hear from the officials as soon as this match gets underway. Ukraine starting three. It's like Olinek, Strelchik and Topolkov. No surprises there. Expect to see Topolkov taking the centre position. And they've got the threat of Rodion Jehalin on the bench if they need it. Very strong attacking player. Minutes away from the opening throw. And it'll be those officials that will get us underway and give the players their final instructions. Also be overseeing what's known as the patching process, which is where these players have their eye shades applied. And it's these eye shades that mean these players can play alongside one another even if they have different levels of visual impairment. So you'll see what's known as B1s, B2s, B3s all playing alongside one another. It's one of the great things about goalball. Really is a sport for everyone. And confirmation of the Ukraine starting three. Olinek, Strelchik, Topolkov. And Jehalin on the bench for a bit of extra firepower. It's a very formidable lineup. Two very encouraging wins in the first two group games. That game against Japan in particular, the narrowest of wins, and they really had to fight. They were behind several times, but thanks to a flurry of goals from Vasil Olinek, managed to clinch the victory. China starting three, meanwhile, you've got Yang Mingwan, Yu Xinxuan, and Yu Dei. Expect lots of goals from Yang Mingwan, top scorer at the Tokyo Paralympics. And they too won both their group games. Another narrow victory over Japan. Japan lost both their two group games by 1 goal. And now with just over a minute till the opening throw. See an official on each side overseeing the patching process. These players aren't allowed to touch their own eye shades while the ball's in play, so these officials need to do it for them. Ukrainian coach Fedir Dubrovin, all in the family in the Ukrainian coaching setup. His son Anton is the assistant coach. And now as we count down to the opening throw, we're about to hear the referee give final instructions and get this match underway. Chinese coach Xia Qingyin was coach for China's silver medal run in Tokyo 2020.
This game is between China on my left, Ukraine on my right. I would like to remind everyone, switch off your mobile phone and keep it quiet while the ball is in play. Thank you. China has started with the ball. Quiet please. Setter. Play.
China against Ukraine in the match that will decide who will win this group and who will give themselves the best possible run into the medal matches. Two very strong men's goalball sides going head to head, both of whom have won their opening group games. Now the two stronger sides in the group go head to head. KG intense opening throws as both of these sides test each other out. Try and get a sense for how the other side is, what formation they're using, what kind of throws they'll be producing as part of their repertoire. Vasyl Olinek scored 5 goals in the last game against Japan. Blocked out from the head of Yu Dei. It all counts. Good bit of bravery from him to keep the ball going into the back of the net. Olinek. Straight delivery. He's got a lot of bounce as part of his arsenal. He's able to produce these fantastic spinning, bouncing balls that are really hard to defend. You often see these players adding a bit of variety. And the shot selection, one of the many interesting things about the sport of goalball. Yu Dei, blocked by Strelchik. Yang Mingwan, second top scorer at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics. Picked up 26 goals across the tournament. And if China replicate their podium success of previous Paralympics, then it'll be very much due to Yang Mingwan. And we have a stoppage for an equipment check. Normally that means some eye shades have come loose, or sometimes wet court. Chance for the crowd to get into full voice. Not allowed to say anything while the ball's in play. Yang Mingwan, Dubby, and the Chinese number 7, Yu Dei. Interesting strategy from China, trying to sow a bit of confusion. Strelchik goes cross court, comfortably gathered, ball in the arms of Yu Dei. Brilliant start from Yu Dei, and the deadlock is broken, and it was a pacey delivery, put his full body into it, and Ukraine unable to deal with that one. A valiant effort from Vasyl Olinek, but could only push the ball into the back of the net. How can Ukraine respond? We'll see from Anton Strelchik. Slightly slower ball. The role of pace is very interesting in the sport of goalball. Sometimes a slower ball can be effective. Means the opposition will dive a bit early. Oh, lots of bounce on that. We just mentioned the variety that Vasyl Olinek can offer. He has these fantastic bouncing balls. Really, really hard to defend against. Strelchik trying to move quietly across the goal. Secret is to try and move without the ball making any sound. Udei. Blocked by Strelchik. Ukraine keep the ball in play, but they'll have to use it fairly quickly. There's a 10-second shot clock. And Ukraine successfully get the ball away. And now we have Yang Mingwan, who's been unusually quiet by his standards so far. Olinik being counted down by his teammates. Do you have the 10-second shot clock in goalball? And obviously when you're wearing the eye shades, you can't see the clock in the venue, so either your teammates have to help you out, or these players have an incredible internal shot clock. It's very rare to see a 10-second infraction in goalball. Strelchik. Blocked by the body of Udei. Only goal scorer in this match so far. Olinik. There's that bouncing delivery once again, and very nearly found a way through Udei, but just the right side of the post from a Chinese point of view. Yang Mingwan. Collective effort between Topokov and Olinik. Keep the ball out. Udei. Blocked by the legs of Olinik. Ball still not out of danger though. Gathered by Strelchik. Yang Mingwan. Strelchik right in the thick of the action. Make quite a few important blocks already. Oh, the ball crawls towards the goal line, but decisive block from Udei. Yang Mingwan. Slightly slower delivery. Shepherded out by Olinik. Udei advancing up court. Gathered well by Topokov. That was a pacey delivery. Strelchik. Yang Mingwan competing at his third Paralympic Games. Out of play from Olinik. These two sides played in the group stage at Tokyo 2020. On that occasion, it was China that won 7-3. China have the lead here in Paris, but very narrow lead. And we're exactly halfway through the first half. Game just as close as we might have expected. Both these sides coming into this game with 2 wins, showing themselves to be the 2 strongest sides in Pool B, and Ukraine call for a timeout. And that's the Ukraine assistant coach, Anton Dubrovin. The head coach is his father, and the Dubrovin family been instrumental to the development of goalball in Ukraine. China, meanwhile, will be happy with that start. Brilliant goal from Udei, and we know that Yang Mingwan hasn't yet been unleashed. Feels like there's a few goals left in him. That number 3 on the near side. Strelchik. I wonder if Ukraine will start to contemplate bringing on Rodion Jehalin. The prolific goal scorer. Number 5. That's in the middle of the Ukrainian substitutes. Might provide a bit of variation and try and break the deadlock. Ukraine's plan A not quite working at the moment. Udai with the throw, blocked by Strelchik. Strelchik steadies himself on the post. One of the many ways these players help to locate themselves on the court. It's not just the bounce of the ball. It's also those lines on court and equipment checks. Shoes come off for Anton Strelchik. Quite hard to tie shoes while you're wearing eye shades. Crisis averted. Anton Strelchik back in position. Vasil Olinik. We see a big bouncer from him. Slightly straighter ball. Got a great element of surprise, Vasil Olinik. Really strong repertoire of shot selection. Strelchik this time from the centre of court. Shot selection often about angles, and these players trying to find an angle that will catch the opponents unawares. Yang Mingwan, that was a real bullet of a delivery, straight and force behind it. Well dealt with by Strelchik. Udai steadies himself on the post. It's a straight delivery, and it's a second goal for Udai. The ball was straight and true and sailed into the back of the Ukrainian net. Under the body of Vasil Olinik. And what a start to the game Udai has made. Yang Mingwan from centre of court, blocked by Strelchik. Feels like time for Ukraine to make a change. Need to get some goals, and Rodion Jehalin certainly got plenty of goals in this tournament already. Yang Mingwan. Olinik. Oh, loads of bounce on that. Great defence from Yu Chin Chuen. And that is Rodion Jehalin having his eye shades applied. Suggests he may be on court very shortly. Yang Mingwan, Udai waiting off court. Clear the way for Yang Mingwan to get his first goal of the match. Interesting there that Yang Mingwan used his teammate Yu Qinchuan to navigate. Knows the centre's going to be on that centre line, so use your teammate as navigation just as much as the lines on court. Yu Dei. Well gathered, and Olinik trying to find a new angle. Yang Mingwan took his time with that throw. Well intercepted by Ukraine. It's all about this man Yu Dei at the moment. Scored all of China's goals. He's a prolific goal threat. He raised a lot of attention at the recent World Championships. Scored 31 goals. He's 26 years of age, so good future ahead of him. And with this attacking partnership of Yu Dei and Yang Mingwan, very formidable side to face. Yu Dei cross court, wide of the post, guarded by Anton Strelchik. Strelchik's been part of this Ukraine squad from the beginning, right when it was started by the Ukrainian coach Fedir Dobrovin. Olinik. Well, that was closest Ukraine have come to getting on the score sheet, but well gathered from Yang Mingwan. You can hear the Ukrainian players counting. It's because you have 10 seconds to get your shot away. Yu Dei still chasing his hat-trick. Anton Strelchik calling for a wet floor. Essentially, during the match, any player can raise their hand and say wet floor, and cleaned as a priority. As these players navigate on their hands, and of course hands get sweaty, and so court can get quite slippery. And with the speed at which these players run around court, it can be quite dangerous. There's fluid on the court. Olinik goes for the bouncier ball. China intercepting it very well, though. In the previous group game, Japan found Olinik's bouncing ball very difficult to deal with. China seemed to be intercepting it very well. Yu Dei blocked by Strelchik. We approach the final throws of this first half. Can Ukraine get a goal on the scoreboard before these teams swap ends? And Ukraine will go in scoreless at half-time. Trying to take the timeout. Might as well use it. If you don't use one of your timeouts in the first half, then you lose it, so might as well use it right at the end of the first half. And there's 10 seconds on a shot clock in goal ball, and because there's 6.6 seconds remaining, I'm sure the China coaching staff telling the players just how long they can hold on to the ball before they get their shot away. That way Ukraine won't have time to respond. China coaching staff look on, along with a few members of the women's side. China looked excellent in both the men's and women's event. Before we have that final throw of the half. So, looks like the ball needs a bit of a dry. Just as the court can get sweaty and wet, so can the ball. Final throw of the first half from Yang Mingwan. I don't think Ukraine will have time to get this shot away. And a brilliant first half for China. It's been very much the Yu Dai show. 2 goals from the 26-year-olds. The difference between these two sides. China looking formidable once again, and a bouncing throw from Vasil Olinik has been neutralised and intercepted very well by this Chinese trio. Half-time score in Group B. People's Republic of China 2, Ukraine 0.
Allez, on va voir ensemble les meilleurs moments de cette première période.
Brilliant experience for this crowd. Getting the taste of the unique sport that is international goalball. And here we see some of the highlights from the first half. Yu Dai with the early goal. Brilliant start for China. Thanks to that goal. The other goal from Yu Dai. China looking more likely than not to top the group. Highlight of Anton Strelchuk tying his laces. And there we have the second goal from Yu Dai. Brilliantly taken right into the corner of the net. And that Chinese trio played extremely well in the first half. And they'll be very pleased by that other figure as well. No penalties conceded by China. And it's that combination of strong attacking play and real accuracy in throwing that's meant they're so hard to beat. As the teams have their eye shades applied ahead of the second half. We'll shortly discover if either side has made any changes. Looks like Rodion Shahalin is taking to court. He is a really strong attacking option for Ukraine. Interesting to see if his arrival will make a difference.
China on my right. Half-time score, Ukraine 0, China 2. Half-time substitution, Ukraine out number 2 in number 5. Ukraine half-time substitution. Ukraine start with the ball. Quiet, please. Center.
Ukraine against China. It's China that was stronger in the first half. But Ukraine making a change at half-time. Be interesting to see what difference that might make. Early throw for Javalin, but just about grasped on the line by Yu Dei. So Ukraine now have Alinik, Jahalin on the wings. Two very potent attacking threats. China have looked so strong defensively throughout this Paris 2024 competition. Yang Mingwan limbering up. Gets his throw away, but blocked by Topolkov. Tipped wide by Yang Mingwan. Alinik, blocked by the legs of Yu Dei. And China make it 3, start the second half in the same way that they started the first. And it's Yang Mingwan with his first goal of the match. He threw from the centre position, trying something a bit different. And the ball finds its way past Rodion Jahalin, who's only just arrived on court. Alexander Topolkov looking deep in thought in the centre of court for Ukraine. Ukraine really needs to do something to mix it up. The substitution they made at half-time, not yet led to any change in the momentum and the direction of this match. Jahalin. Real power and energy in that throw, and blocked by the legs of Yu Xinchuan. The crowd like that one. That's probably closest Ukraine have come to scoring in this match. As the Dubrovin father and son combination talks tactics. Incidentally, coaches also aren't allowed to make any noise while the ball's in play and get penalised for illegal coaching. China seem to be shaping up to make a change. China, one of the sides that doesn't often make substitutions. They're to stick with their starting 3. Applies on both the men's and women's side. Jahalin off the post, and the ball is still alive, and the officials are going to stop play to remind the crowd not to make any noise. They let out an instinctive gasp once the ball hit the post, but it can be really distracting for the players. You need to hear the sound of the ball. Yu Dai. A bit more variation from him. Slightly bouncier ball, but doesn't produce the desired effect. Once again, Olinik being counted down by Topolkov in the centre. Making sure that his teammate doesn't go over the allocated 10 seconds. It's quite an unusual throwing routine from Yang Mingwan. Does a bit of a bounce before he starts his throwing action. Another change for Ukraine as they try and force an opening. Anton Strelchik was taken off at half-time, but he's back on court. And it's going to be Vasil Olinik to make way. Scored 5 goals against Japan, Vasil Olinik, but not able to get himself on the score sheet today. And Anton Strelchik is going to have another go. Rodion Zhehalin. Ukraine's hopes very much rest with him at the moment. Unusual throw from Topolkov. Ukrainian centre doesn't often launch many throws. In fact, that was his first throw of the match. One of the more defensive centres. First to block the ball and then pass it to Olinik or Strelchik or Zhehalin. Zhehalin starts off court, which is perfectly legal in goalball as long as the ball bounces on court. Yang Mingwan blocked by the legs of Strelchik. Ukraine taking the timeout. They've made a few changes in personnel, but coach might want to change up strategy. Ukrainian coach Fedir Dubrovin talking to the centre, Topolkov. That was the closest Ukraine have come to scoring. Ball striking the post and falling into the grateful arms of Yang Mingwan. Strelchik. Grasped by Yang Mingwan. He had an injury a few years ago, nerve damage to his fingers, hampered his preparation and his progress quite a bit, but he's in good scoring form at the moment. Hu Mingyao warming up. It's number 5 who's on his feet. Perhaps Yang Mingwan being taken off, make way for Hu Mingyao. Yang Mingwan's eye shades being checked. If your eye shades get dislodged during the match, you need to summon an official. You can't fix them yourself. Otherwise, you can give away a penalty. It's already happened on day 4. It's a very costly penalty to give away. Yu Dai blocked, and Ukraine not able to rescue the ball before it goes over halfway, despite the best efforts of Alexander Topolkov. Yang Mingwan throwing right from the high ball line. Quite difficult to throw from that far up court. The ball needs to bounce in your third of the court, so reducing your margin for error. Yu Dai. Blocked by Topolkov. Strelchik. Yang Mingwan. A lot of bounce on that one, but dealt with by number 5, Rodion Jehalin. Trying to make the change. And it's Yu Dei who was the hero of the first half, who's heading off. Scored 2 goals. Now he's going to make way. It's going to be Hu Mingyao who comes on. Part of the Tokyo 2020 squad. He's another very threatening attacking option. So no respite for Ukraine. Oh, it's a penalty. Yang Mingwan erred in his throw. It's called a long ball, which means the ball only bounced in the Chinese part of the court, and in the Ukraine part of the court needs to bounce in the neutral area. As a result, Yang Mingwan's going to defend a penalty one-on-one against Rodion Jehalin. And it's blocked by the legs of Yang Mingwan. Brilliant defensive work from China. And nothing is going Ukraine's way today. Oh, what an impact from the substitutes. It's Hu Mingyao with his first throw since coming onto the court. And what a way to stake your claim for selection in the quarterfinals. That was a brilliant throw from Hu Mingyao. Brilliant throw right into the corner of the net. And the introduction of a substitute, just adding an element of surprise and variation. Got to go down as a good change from the Chinese coaching staff and Shi Kuang-ying. Speaking of substitutions, Ukraine making a change, bringing on Viveni Sieryanenko. And Jehalin coming off. We thought maybe he could be the difference in the second half if he was able to get a few goals, but China dealt with him very well. And Ukraine forced to go with another option. So Yevgeny Sieryanenko comes on. He was also part of the squad for Tokyo 2020. Describes his heroes as Vitaly Klitschko and Lennox Lewis, so expect a bit of fight from him, bit of energy. Here we have the first throw for the new arrival. Well, his first throw is a penalty. That is unfortunate. And so his first act was giving away a penalty. His second act will be defending it. Penalties in goalball are one-on-one. And if you give away a penalty, you have to concede it. Almost adding insult to injury. And confirmation the penalty for a long ball. So the ball bounced in the Chinese third of the court, which means it's an illegal throw. Yang Mingwan to take. Right into the back of the net. It was a bit of a gamble from Sieryanenko. He guessed But Yang Mingwan would go the other way, and he positioned himself accordingly. But it left open a big area of space, in which Yang Mingwan was able to deposit the ball. It's 5-0 as we reach the halfway point in the second half. Looks like China shaping up to make another change. They know that victory probably secure at this point, as is their place at the top of the group. So chance to give court time to a few different players, get them in good shape for the quarterfinals. Siyanenko, his first throw, conceded a penalty. He'll be hoping for better luck from there on in, and he's conceded. It's a difficult time on court for Yevgeny Siyanenko, as the ball slipped through his grasp and into the back of the net. It was the Chinese centre Yu Xinxuan who scored the goal. Quite unusual for a centre to score. But it was quick response from him. That meant that Yevgeny Siyanenko was just caught out. Wasn't able to get his body behind the ball. Spellcheck's throw. Well dealt with by number 3, Yang Mingwan. Wide of the post. Ukraine can breathe easy for a few seconds at least. Ukrainian coach Fedor Dubrovin literally set up this Ukrainian team. 2004. He was working with visually impaired athletes, and there wasn't a team, so he had to create one. And since then, Ukraine had a good amount of success. China do indeed make the change. It's going to be Chen Liang to come on. His nickname is the Messi of goalball, reference to Lionel Messi, Argentina. Interesting to see what contribution he can make. And China giving court time to some of their usual non-starters. They know the victory's secure, and with the knockout stages soon to begin. And what a performance from Yang Mingwan. 2 goals from him. Easy to see why he was joint top scorer, Tokyo 2020. Topolkov limbering up. Ukraine yet to find a way through. Even when they won a penalty, weren't able to make it count. But they'll have the chance to go again in the quarterfinals. And they know they're up against China's side that very much tipped to be on the podium in just a few days. It's China that picked up a silver in Tokyo. Hoping to go one better this time. Especially as Brazil have made a... Well, Ukraine have their goal. And the crowd absolutely love that. They've had their chances. But finally, Ukraine have the breakthrough. And it's Yevgeny Siyanenko finds the gap. And all Shun Liang could do is deflected into the back of the net. And that's a big confidence boost for Siyanenko, who gave away a penalty just a few minutes ago. And a sign that China slightly concerned by that development. They've called a timeout immediately. They've got a few new players on court. Chance to give them a few instructions. Talk about these final few minutes. Ukraine, meanwhile, they've tried a few options. They brought on Rodion Shehalin, tried with Vasil Olinik. But actually, it was Fedir Sidon Inko who produced the goal. And he is the only new arrival in the squad since Tokyo 2020. So injection of something a bit new has made a difference. Ukraine still trail by 5 goals. Just over 4 minutes to play. Strelchik. Ukraine once again counting down. They've got 10 seconds from the moment in which they come into possession with the ball to get it into play. And if you're wearing eye shades, you can't see the clock, and so either your teammates have to help you out, or you kind of count yourself. It's incredible how few 10-second penalties these players give away. Strelchik tries from centre of court. China just about keep it away from goal. Shen Yangliang, known as the Messi of goalball, here in his 5th Paralympic Games. One of the most experienced players in the Chinese squad, age of 39. The ball ricochets around, ultimately gathered by Hu Mingyao. Strelchik steadies himself on the post, at his starting position slightly askew, and ball bounces off court. That's known as ball over. It means the ball goes out of play in the neutral third of court. As a result, China have possession. They'll get another go. Shun Liang. Anton Strelchik called for a wet court there. Put his hand up. Suggested the court was a bit wet, but play continues. Hu Mingyao. Real power on that delivery. China playing with their 2 substitute wingers at the moment. With the result secure, they're choosing to rest their star shooters. Makes sense with the quarter-final taking place around 24 hours. Strelchik with the throw. Covered by Hu Mingyao. Goes far back into his own goal area. Launches the throw. Strelchik. Into the body of Hu Mingyao. Ukraine will still progress to the quarterfinal. All 4 teams in each group make it through, essentially playing for position. Ukraine were knocked out in the quarterfinals in 2020, back when the tournament format was slightly different. They came within seconds, making it through to the semi-final. It was a flurry of goals from Callahan Young of the USA. Meant that they just missed out. So something to motivate them this time round. As Hu Mingyao shapes up to throw. Strelchik being counted down once again by Ukrainian centre. Hu Mingyao will need to be quick with this throw. A slightly uneasy moment for Yevgeny Sionenko. Parries it into touch. Sionenko plays it straight. Shen Liang. The rotation throw. Cross court. Blocked by the legs of Strelchik. This will surely be Ukraine's last throw of the match. And the ball bounces off court. It's going to be Hu Mingyao. Bring this match to an end. And that is that. China progressed to the quarterfinals as group winners. And a brilliant performance from them once again. With the Chinese women's team also in attendance. And a formidable showing. Lots of goals from Yang Mingwan and from Yu Dei. Too strong in the end for Ukraine. Who grabbed a consolation goal in the second half through Yevgeny Sionenko. And a brilliant game at the South Paris Arena. Lots for this capacity crowd to enjoy. Teams go through the traditional post-match formalities. A lot of warmth and a lot of affection between those two sides. But just as happened when these two sides met in Tokyo 2020, it's China that take the win and take the points. And the full-time score, Republic of China 6, Ukraine 1. Lots of Ukrainian fans in attendance, and they can be proud of the performance Ukraine put on court. The Chinese side showed their quality, and that greater offensive threat means it was China that came out winners by 6-1.
We hope you have enjoyed the first game of the session. Thank you for being part of the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. Audience, please stick around. Your ticket is valid. Also for the next game. The next game here at South Paris Arena 6 for Goalball is France against Japan at 7 p.m. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day and enjoy the competition.
Le comité d'organisation de Paris 2024 tient à remercier tous les volontaires pour le temps et le dévouement qu'ils consacrent à la réussite de ces Jeux.
There we have the story of the match. China coming out on top by 6-1. Putting the ball over stat. Ukraine conceded possession 4 times. Might look on those as unforced errors. Something to work on ahead of the quarterfinals. And with all the games played, this is how Pool B has finished up. People's Republic of China, 3 wins in 3 games, and they will surely be the team to beat in the quarterfinal. Ukraine, meanwhile, finishes in 2nd place. They will face the Islamic Republic of Iran in the quarterfinals. So all 8 sides go through to the quarterfinals. Essentially been playing for position over the past few days.
Allez, si vous voulez revoir les meilleurs moments de cette rencontre, regardez les écrans géants.
Please direct your attention to the video board for highlights from the first game.
A brilliant game that these fans have witnessed at the South Paris Arena. China win the group after a brilliant display, winning by 6-1.
Profitez à tous du service d'audio-description et de commentaires en direct. Pour cela, il faut scanner le QR code sur l'écran vidéo. Le service est disponible une fois que vous êtes connecté sur l'application officielle Paris 2024.
Make the most of our audio description and the live commentary service. Scan the QR code on the video board and it's available once you log into official Paris 2024 app.
et le Japon. Vous l'attendez avec impatience, ce match féminin. Quelques informations sur les deux équipes avant d'assister à cette rencontre. Pour info, la France a pris la 12e place des derniers championnats du monde. C'était il y a 2 ans. Et la 6e place des championnats d'Europe l'année dernière. Attention en face, le Japon est un adversaire de taille. 3e des Jeux Paralympiques en 2020 et 5e des mondiaux 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen, soon starting women's preliminary game, France against Japan. This is last game for both teams in the group phase, and tomorrow we are starting a quarter-final games with men's games, and next day, on Tuesday, women's quarterfinals. France has played 2 games in this Paralympics tournament. Canada-France 10-0. Republic of Korea, France, final score 6-1. And Japan against Republic of Korea, final result 3-1. And Japan-Canada 2-1.
Allez, pendant la rencontre, vous le savez, le silence est primordial, mais là j'aimerais quand même entendre les supporters français si vous êtes là. Merci les supporters français. Est-ce qu'il y a des supporters japonais?
Now it's time to cheer for Team Japan.
il est temps de faire place aux athlètes. Merci d'accueillir les équipes de la France et du Japon.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to meet our athletes. Please welcome the team, France and Japan.
Nous allons maintenant découvrir les joueuses de la France.
Now it's time to meet the players from France. Number 3.
Numéro 3, Melda Alan.
Number 4.
Numéro 4, Coralie Gonzalez.
Number 5.
Numéro 5, Adélia Adjami.
Number 7.
Numéro 7, Gwendoline Matos.
Number 8.
Numéro 8, Louise Rondepierre.
Number 9.
Et la numéro 9, Jamali Berquier.
Coach.
L'entraîneur de l'équipe est Anthony Puot.
Assistant coach.
L'entraîneur assistant est Charlotte Vidalo.
Staff.
Et le responsable du personnel est Gilles Mélian de Koussira. Nous allons maintenant découvrir les joueuses du Japon.
Now it's time to meet the players from Japan.
Numéro 1,
Number 1, Tema Yuki.
numéro 2,
Number 2, Arai Punami.
numéro 4,
Number 4, Amuro Soki.
numéro 6,
Number 6, Hagimara Norika.
numéro 7,
Number 7, Takahashi Rieko.
et numéro 9,
Number 9, Komiya Masae.
l'entraîneur de l'équipe,
Coach Tsuji Mihoko.
l'entraîneur adjoint
Assistant coach Sugiyama Sadaka.
et la responsable du staff.
Staff Maeda Kikuko.
Les arbitres de la rencontre sont
The referees for the match are Linda Wellborn from United States of America and Janice Dawson from Canada.
Et maintenant, pour partager l'esprit sportif international, la traditionnelle poignée de main d'avant-match des deux équipes.
And now in the show of international sportsmanship, both teams will exchange pre-game handshakes.
Les équipes vont maintenant s'échauffer. Nous vous rappelons que le silence est très important dans cette compétition et nous vous demandons de respecter la haute concentration dont les athlètes doivent faire preuve dans ce sport.
The teams will now warm up and we remind you that silence is highly important for this competition. Athletes require high concentration, therefore we expect everyone to act in a respectful manner during the competition.
Day 4 of the Paris 2024 goalball competition is reaching its conclusion. You might be able to tell from the noise levels at the South Paris Arena. The host France will shortly be taking to court. Korea women's players enjoying the action. The French crowd will certainly be enjoying the action. Although they'll have to be absolutely silent while the ball's in play, such as the uniqueness of visually impaired sport. The claws being flown with gusto in the stadium. And despite some spirited performances in their first 2 matches, Les Bleus have been yet to get any points on the board. But they've got another opportunity today in their final group game as they take on Japan. The Tokyo 2020 bronze medalists. And that's how the pool's looking. Japan have won both of their opening 2 games. France have found it a bit harder. Losses against Canada and the Republic of Korea. But they've not been pushovers, so they've fought well in both of their 2 games. And they've got a chance to end their group stage in the best possible way if they can cause an upset against Japan. Interesting choice of headwear. Really do get all sorts. These Paris 2024 games, the crowds have been so fantastic all across the goalball event, but there's always a very special atmosphere whenever France take to court. It's not going to be an easy task for France today. Japan have made a fantastic start to this Paralympics, winning both their opening games, only conceding 2 goals in the process. Two contrasting run-ins. France losing both their first 2 pool games. Japan looking very strong. 2 narrow wins over Republic of Korea and Canada. And their games have been noticeably lower scoring at both ends. Don't score many, but they certainly don't concede many. Now we get a sense of the starting 3s for each of these sides. Looks like Coralie Gonzalez, Adelia Ahami, Gwendoline Matos for France. French side that was only established in 2016. Coralie Gonzalez, number 4. She was torchbearer, part of the torch relay. She's a huge personality, very vocal on court. And she and all of her teammates have loved being centre stage and playing in this home games. Hedging his bets, supporting both sides. Lots of fans of both teams in attendance, and Japan making their 6th appearance at the Paralympic goalball competition. Talking of 6, Norika Hagawara, pivotal to Japan's bronze medal success in Tokyo, finished as 2nd top scorer in the tournament with 25 goals. And she scored all 5 of Japan's goals in Paris 2024 so far. If this is your first time experiencing goalball, it might be the first experience you've had of a goalball court. The goal stretches all the way across the court. And there's 3 areas of the court your own team's area, the neutral area, and the opposing team's area. For a throw to be legal, it has to bounce in both your area and also that middle section. Minutes away from the opening throws. Now we start to see how Japan are lining up. Yuki Tema, Saki Amuro, Narika Hagawara. Plenty of attacking options there, and every throw will be supervised by these two officials from the USA and Canada, as well as checking on the legality or otherwise of any throws, and also tasked with applying the eye shades to these players. And it's these eye shades that mean whatever your level of visual impairment, means everyone can play on the same terms. Mexican wave and around this wonderful venue. It's a venue that's been host to some brilliant matchups over the past 4 days. And some players enjoying the action as well in the Republic of Korea. No women's matches tomorrow, so I've taken the opportunity to enjoy a bit of the action. There's the Japan starting three. Tema, Amuro, Hagawara. Hagawara scored all of Japan's goals so far in the competition. And 2 wins, low-scoring wins, but wins nonetheless. Only conceded 2 goals across their 2 games. Very strong defensively. Great accuracy in their throwing. Japan coach Mihoko Tsuyi, also part of the coaching team for Tokyo 2020 when Japan came away with the bronze. There's the La Marseillaise. Rings around the venue. French starting three, Gonzalez, Ayami, Matos. Expect Gonzalez to start in centre of court. Easily recognisable with her bright blue hair. And France have got better as the tournament progressed. And that 1-6 scoreline against Republic of Korea doesn't quite tell the full story. It was 1-1 at half-time. Anthony Poirot getting involved in the rendition. Assistant coach for the French team between 2016 and 2019. Now in the main job, and he's been able to coach France at a home Paralympic Games. What an honour for him.
Mesdames et messieurs, le match va bientôt commencer. On va tous ensemble baisser le volume pour que les joueuses des deux équipes puissent entendre les ordres des arbitres.
The match is about to begin. Just a reminder, once the whistle blows, we must be silent for the players.
Now let's listen in as the referee gives the pre-match instructions. Once those eye shade checks are complete.
Please silence it now. Thank you. France will start with the ball. Quiet, please. Center.
France against Japan in the final game of Pool D. Can France cause an upset and achieve what they've been unable to achieve so far? Getting some points from a pool encounter. It's clear it's going to be a high energy, It'll be a vocal and energetic match, spurred on by this home crowd. Let's see how these early exchanges play out. Wendelin Matos using the goalpost for orientation. Wide of the post. It's going to be an early throw for Hagawara, Japan's main attacking threat. It's an aggressive throw, launching herself off court and a bit of a scare. Ball just going wide of the post. French centre, Coralie Gonzalez making some noise. It's totally legal as long as you don't make any noise after the moment your teammate has started their throwing action. It'll be a penalty. Very animated trio, the French side. Makes them quite entertaining to watch. Yuki Tema. Gathered by Nelda Alan. Early touch of the ball for her. And Matos will be the main attacking option for France. Tema's throw gathered by Ayami. Straight ball, well gathered by Japan. France actually scored the first goal in their 6-1 defeat to Republic of Korea. Gonzalez needs to rescue this ball before it goes over halfway, but she concedes possession. Hagawara trying from centre of court. It's moved in court. It's an early goal from Norika Hagawara. She scored all of Japan's goals in the competition so far. And she is so hard to handle. And she tried an unfamiliar approach, throwing from the centre of court. And it had the desired effect. 1-0 to Japan. Ayami goes cross court, parried by Hagawara. Yuki Tema, blocked by Gonzalez. Matos. Even though France just gone behind, no shortage of energy, enthusiasm from them. Ayami. Rapid response from Tema. Ayami and Tema trading throws. Ayami's going to have another go. Japanese centre. Looks like it's going to be a rare throw from her. Saki Amuro. Oh, the ball's bobbling around and France do well to keep it out. Official is reminding spectators, however exciting the action, need to be quiet when the ball's in play. Players got a bit distracted when the noise came from the crowd just then. Hagawara, the goal scorers, going to have another go. Blocked by Matos. Steadies herself on the goal. Players use the goal frame to try and orientate themselves on the court. As well as the lines that you can see on court, those lines are textured. Matos showing there. Now you can touch the lines and get a sense of your bearings on court. Ayami advances up court, blocked by Saki Amuro. Yuki Tema. Gonzalez gives the ball to Ayami. Blocked out by Tema. Tema, a very impressive athlete. She represented Japan not just in goalball but para-athletics too. In the 100 and 200 metres at London 2012. Gonzalez blocks it out with her feet. And well might Mihoke Tsuhi look very pleased. Great start from Japan. Slower ball from Matos. Dealt with well by Tema. By the feet of Gonzalez. Now Ayami. Ayami scored France's only goal of Paris 2024 so far. In that win against in that loss against Korea. Well, the ball drifts towards the goal. Well gathered by Matos. Looked a bit dangerous, parried by Gonzalez. Unusual viewing position from Anthony Poud. He's looking more closely at the bounce of the ball. Tema. Blocked by Ayami. Hagawara bounces herself off the frame of the goal. Wide of the post. And a tight start to the first half. Against a team as impressive as Japan. It's a decent showing from France so far. Japan currently top of the group. Ayami. Lots of spin and bounce on that, but dealt with well by the Japanese centre, Amuro. Tema. Blocked by Gonzalez. Gathered and passed to Ayami. Into the chest of Tema. Hagawara trying from a different side of court. Starts off court. But her orientation wasn't quite right. Well, the French coach trying to get the officials' attention. Shoelaces, perhaps. Shoelaces of Coralie Gonzalez. A chance for the crowd to make some noise. And give a bit of support to this French side. The atmosphere in this South Paris arena is absolutely incredible, especially when this French side is taken to court. Gonzalez counting out the seconds for her teammate Matos. Hagawara bounces up court, blocked by Gonzalez. Ayami. Japan staying strong defensively, holding firm. It's all about closing those gaps, and Japan looking pretty solid. They've only conceded 2 goals in their 2 group matches so far. Amuro goes for the corner. France need to rescue it before it goes over halfway, and they do. 10 seconds to use it. Well, crowd shouldn't be cheering. Referee reminding the crowd to be quiet. It's not always easy. And the action's so exciting, but throws the players off their rhythm. Japan going to make a change. Hagawara coming off. So the goal scorer, Marika Hagawara, being replaced by Masai Komiya. Komiya, a very impressive athlete, 49 years of age. She won Paralympic medals going all the way back to Athens 2004. Won gold in London 2012, so a lot of experience that she can bring when she's on court. However, we have noticed in other matches that when Hagawara's off court, Japan do look a bit more vulnerable. So this could be a chance for France to get some goals. Early throw for Komiya. Oh, Matos just about keeps it out. Komiya. Bit of a dummy from the other side from Tema. Matos to Ayami. Tema. Blocked out by Matos. Seems to be growing in confidence as this match goes on. She's been working part-time for most of this year, so she can focus on her preparation for Paris. Big moment for her and all this French side. Noticeable from her odd shoes. One white, one blue. Advances up court from a more central part of the court, and Japan deal with that easily. It's going to be Tema. France with an opportunity to capitalise with Hagawara off court. I'm sure we'll see her back on the court in just a few minutes. But a bit of a power play for France now. Komiya. Blocked out by Matos. Let out a scream of delight after she used her legs to block that one. Gonzalez marshalling the French trio from the centre. It's Tema. Blocked by Gonzalez. Ball is with Matos. Komiya. Clears the way in the centre of court. Lots of bounce on that. The ball diverted into the arms of Ayami. Matos. Blocks out. Japan calling the timeout. Each side has 4 timeouts. You have to use at least one in the first half, otherwise you lose it. Japan taking the opportunity. They'll be happy with this start, but I'm sure they'd like a bigger cushion, extend that deficit. They're not a team that scores lots of goals. Only scored 5 or 6 now. So that goal today from Hagawara. But they are defensively extremely strong. They have incredible accuracy with their throws. Very rare to see them give away a penalty. Ayami. Tema steadies herself on the post. One of the many ways in which these players try and visualise their location on the court. Quick response from the new arrival, Kamiya. Ayami. Let a spin on that, blocked by the legs of Amuro. Tema, a lot of experience on court right now for Japan. Tema's been with the team since 2014. Kamiya on the other wing since 2004. Against a comparatively very young French side. As we approach half-time, it's been a low-scoring first half by goalball standards, but the hosts very much still in it, and they'll be cheered by the way they've defended against a pretty formidable Japanese offensive lineup. Do have an opportunity now with Hagawara on the bench. Can they take advantage? Oh, Kamiya with the goal. And that's unlucky for Adelia Ahami. She thought she'd made the save, but the bounce of the ball took it into the back of the net. And I say Kamiya throwing from centre of court perhaps took France and Ayami by surprise. That's a welcome development for Japan just moments before half-time. Quite unusual for the Japanese centre to have a throw. In fact, it's their first throw of the match. Trying something a bit different. Now a more familiar thrower of Kamiya. Just scored. Oh, Matos does well to deal with it. France calling the timeout. Might as well use it before they lose it. Chance to plan these final few throws of the first half. And this crowd have been absolutely brilliant. And that is the face, I think, of Louise Ronpierre. I think you could probably find all 6 of these players within this arena. In terms of representation from these fans, they've really got behind their team, these home fans, and lots of flags and faces and signs being held aloft. Ayami from centre of court with Gonzalez counting her down. Kamiya. Steered wide by Matos. Incredible to think the French women's goalball team was only set up in 2016. And they've come a very long way since then. The women's team was actually set up before the men's. If you're wondering why Gonzalez just put the ball out, it's a 10-second shot clock in goalball, so if you're running out of time, then it's better to put the ball out, concede possession, rather than risk giving away a penalty. Now we have Tema, the slower ball. Oh, and the ball agonisingly crawls into the corner of the net. Yuki Tema with the throw. Despite the best effort of Gwendoline Mattez, the ball crawls into the corner of the net. Well, the ball came off Gonzalez and Mattez tried hard to keep it out. An understandable expression from Anthony Poud. Yami. Blocked by Tema. And this will no doubt be the final throw of the first half. Well, Yami might have time to get the ball away. Well, that is that. A powerful performance from the Japanese side, despite a spirited effort from the hosts. Japan have a considerable lead at half-time. An early goal from Norika Hagawara. Goals from Masai Kamiya, Yuki Tema made it 3-0. Still plenty to play for. Still 12 minutes of goalball ahead. But the half-time score, France 0, Japan 3.
Is Japan 3, France 0. Japan goal scorers tonight, number 1, Temma Yuki, number 6, Hagibara Norika, number 9, Komiya Masai.
Face of Gwendoline Matos, yet to score today, or indeed in this tournament. French fans been brilliant today and throughout all 4 days of the goalball so far. It's such a unique spectator experience. Having to be quiet when the ball's in play.
Center.
And as we look at some of the highlights of the first half, that early goal from Norika Hagawara. I'm sure we'll see her return to court in second half. What an attacking threat that she poses. Delia Ahami. And she set up Yuki Tema. And that was the second Japanese goal. Masai Kamiya, 49 years of age, bringing her experience to court. And then the final goal right before half-time. Tema with the goal, and unfortunate for Gwendoline Matos. Despite frantic effort, not able to keep that one out. Bit of acrobatics from Coralie Gonzalez. And there's the story of the first half. France will be pleased they haven't given away any penalties. It's been a slight problem in previous games. The number that counts, 3-0. That means Japan looking at 3 wins from 3 games. Can have asked for a better lead in to the quarterfinals. Once the singing has subsided, the referee will bring things to order, and we'll hear about if any substitutions were made at half-time.
Left, Japan's to my right. Halftime scores, France 0, Japan 3. During the halftime, we had substitution for Japan. Out number 1, in number 2.
So Yuki Tema, straight after scoring that goal at the end of the first half. Now back on the bench, and Minami Arai will take up position on the wing. France against Japan, and Japan looked commanding in that first half. Can the hosts fight back? Well, not on that evidence. An early goal for Japan, and the ball finds its way through Adelia Ahami. And straight after Minami Arai came onto court as a substitute. It's a straight throw that goes straight through Ayami. She immediately puts her head in her hands. Minami Arai looks delighted at that. Ayami, lots of bounce on that, but well held by the Japanese centre, Amuro. Kamiya, blocked out by Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying hard to rally her teammates and rally the crowd to some extent as well. Now Ayami. Blocked by Amuro. Arai, she scored with her first throw of the game. Second throw, blocked by Gonzalez. It was only Amuro's second throw of the whole match. Quite rare for centres to launch throws like that. Now the more traditional throw from the wing. Gonzalez not quite able to locate the ball. Substitution, Gonzalez coming off. And what a character she is. She put her career as a physiotherapist on hold to devote herself entirely to goalball. And a secretive conversation going on between Ayami and Anthony Proud. It's going to be Melda Alan to come on. Says she wants to honour the jersey in this tournament. France put on very credible showings in all of their 3 group games. And they still have the quarterfinals to come tomorrow. Matos from the wing. Masai Kamiya. Paralympic medals stretching all the way back to Athens 2004. The only player in this squad who picked up gold in London 2012. Her teammate Yuki Temo was London 2012, but taking part in the athletics. It's a very versatile Japanese squad. Kamiya. Blocked by the new centre, Melda Alhan. Ayami aims for the corner. Quick response from Arai. France are the lowest ranked team in this women's competition, ranked 18th. So this was always going to be a real test, this final group game. And one of the best women's sides in the world. Picked up the bronze medal in Tokyo. Matos. Blocked and gathered by Arai. Great communication between these French players. Such impressive awareness and sense of where one another is located. Good block from Arai, full stretch. Tipped it around the post. And Louise Ron-Pierre prepares to come on. See there the gauze that these players wear under their eye shades. And these eye shades go on top of the gauze and see absolutely nothing with those eye shades on. Matos easily gathered by Arai. Ball goes over, it's going to be Japanese possession. Kamiya goes cross court. Gathered well. Now to follow up, Ayami. There's only about 200 registered goalball players in France. So they'll be hoping this tournament provides a platform, a way of engaging new people in the sport. Doing a big recruitment drive to try and increase uptake. Who knows, maybe they'll qualify for a future Paralympics. France taking the timeout. Second half hasn't quite gone to plan so far, but looks like they're preparing to bring on Louise Ron-Pierre. And I wonder if we might see Japan returning Noriko Hagawara to court. And maybe they'll be resting her for quarter-final on day 6. That is the face of Louise Ron-Pierre being held aloft. I think we'll be seeing her actual face on court very soon. Kamiya, 49 years of age, representing her country, Paralympic Games. France, one of the youngest sides in the competition. Arai starts off court, tries to find the gap, but smart work from Ayami. Timeout for an equipment check. Usually means an eye shade's come loose or shoelaces come undone. And indeed, it's Gwendolyn Matos and her eye shades, number 7. No coincidence that she wears number 7. 7th letter of the alphabet is G. Her name is Gwendoline. So also the first letter of 2 words that are close to her heart. Goalball and gagner, which is to win in French. And she'd love to get a goal on the score sheet, not yet scored in Paris 2024. All right. Blocked by Alhan, and it's going to be Ayami to throw. Ayami scored France's only goal Paris 2024 so far. Arai goes straight. Blocked out. Ayami's throw bounced off court, so even though it ended up in the back of the net, it's going to be no goal. Approach the halfway point in the second half. Still a convincing Japanese lead. France at this point searching for their first goal of this match, second of the tournament. The Army to throw. Locked out. These two sides actually did a joint training camp quite recently, along with Republic of Korea. So they're pretty well acquainted with one another. Slower ball. That was really interesting from Masai Kamiya. Ball rolling very slowly. When it rolls slowly, it can be quite hard to detect. Less movement of the bell inside the ball. Interesting bit of variation. Japan taking the timeout. They'll now be thinking ahead to the quarterfinals. Maybe giving some court time to players who haven't featured quite as much. Brilliant to see Coralie Gonzalez on the sideline, enjoying herself, enjoying the atmosphere in this fantastic stadium. And these fans have been brilliant, really got into the spirit of this competition. And will they see a French goal? Kamiya came onto court as a substitute. Got a goal to her name. Amuro with the throw. Blocked by Ayami. Pool stage reaching its conclusion. As things stand, Japan would top the group. France, 4th position. Oh, it's off the post and it's in! Off the back of Gwendoline Matos. Really unfortunate for Matos. The bounce of the ball can work in mysterious ways, and although Matos made the save, hit the ball onto the post, ricocheted onto her foot and into the back of the net. It's another goal for Masai Kamiya. All right, throw straight, blocked out by Ayami. Worth saying, and I don't think we'll get there, but reminder that if you have a 10-goal lead in goalball, that is the end of the game. Game can come to an early end. Hasn't happened very often in this tournament. Shows how competitive things are. If Japan were to extend this lead to 10, that would be game over. France won't want to let that happen. And it's Ayami. She's going to throw originally from the Ivory Coast. Plays goalball in Lyon, which is a bit of a centre of French goalball, both the men's and women's side. Takahashi on the sidelines. She might be coming on soon. Feels like the tempo of this game starting to slow down a bit. Once again, ball in the back of the net, but no goal. Ball bounced off the court, which means it's not a valid throw. Strong block from France, so strong it took it back over halfway, and so it will be Japan possession. Normally the aim is to try and block the ball, but not so much it surrenders possession to the opposition. Oh, good defensive work from Ayami. Just grabbed it before it went over the line. Those goal judges who stand either side of the goalposts, their job is to, amongst other things, check for the ball going over the line. And because their hands stayed down, so no goal given. Arai with the aggressive run-up, blocked by Alhan. Ayami, that's from centre of court. Japan taking a timeout. It's less than 3 minutes remain. It's for them to plan the final throws. They're already thinking about the quarterfinals. They've got most of their usual starting 3 on the bench. That's resting them ahead of, should be a big match. Not tomorrow, but the following day. Women get a break on day 5, and women's competition gets going again on day 6.
Merci à tous de garder le silence pendant les phases de jeu, s'il vous plaît.
It's a dummy in the centre of court from Amuro. Led by Ayami. Amuro wasn't selected for Rio. It was a source of great disappointment to her, but she managed to make it back into the squad for Tokyo. And here she is in Paris, and she's played well today. Happy news for any centre to have a clean sheet. France taking the timeout. It's been a bit stop-start these last few minutes. It'll be the last time France will feature in these group stages, but they do have the quarterfinals. All 4 teams from these groups progress to the quarterfinal. France, as they're set to finish in 4th place, they will have a tough matchup in the quarterfinal. Play the 1st place team in the other group. So they'll really need to be on their game. Camilla. Lots of space in the centre of court. Camilla been playing goalball since 2001. Some of the French team weren't even born in 2001, and penalty conceded. First penalty of the match. It's a long ball conceded by Melda Alhan, because the ball didn't bounce in the neutral third in the centre of court. And it's a long ball penalty. And because Melda Alhan conceded it, she'll have to defend it. And that's right in the corner of the net from Saki Amuro. And unusual for a centre player to take a penalty throw. But Saki Amuro was given the chance. Put it right into the corner of the net. Matos blocks. And it's ball's in the hands of Camilla. Lots of these French players have been visiting school children in France, talking about visually impaired sport. France really using this opportunity to build the profile of all parasports, but these players have been instrumental in drawing attention to goalball and going into schools, doing demonstrations, letting kids try on the eye shades. Gives an appreciation of just how talented these players are. Matos, blocked by the Japanese centre. Final few exchanges of the second half. Equipment check's been called. It's a wet floor, a wet ball. And that's the wet floor, the area in front of Adilia Ahami. Put up her hand and said it was a bit slippy, because these players are moving around on their hands. Easy for the floor to get slippy. Great performance from Masai Komiya. 2 goals. She came on as a substitute. The ball in the face for Adelia Ahami. That looked painful. I'm sure she'll be determined to play those final 32 seconds. The ball is extremely heavy, 1.5 kilograms. So getting it in your face can be very painful indeed. She's going to persevere. Caroline Gonzalez on the sideline. Hasn't stopped cheering all match. She's loving being out there on home court. Camilla trying to get her hat trick. Slower ball. Using an element of surprise. Probably the final throw for each side. France call a timeout. So they want to plan this final throw meticulously. 6.6 seconds on the clock, so just about enough time to get a throw away. And use a timeout this late in the game. Make sure the players are aware of how long's left on the clock. Obviously they can't see a clock while they're wearing eye shades. So chance for the coach to impart that knowledge and shape how they approach this final throw. It's going to be Yami with the final throw from centre of court. And it's blocked by Japan. And Japan have the 3 points. And they will top the group with a perfect record of 3 wins in 3 games. And a masterclass from this Japanese side, who will no doubt be hotly tipped to secure a place on the podium. Good effort from France. They fought hard, just as they've done every single one of their pool games, but unable to get the points or the goal that they were looking for. But they haven't stopped smiling and haven't stopped singing. And neither has this Paris crowd. And it's been a brilliant spectacle for this capacity crowd to enjoy.
Please join us in celebrating the efforts and contributions of our athletes.
And the players embrace. They know and respect each other so much. Recently did a joint training camp. And brilliant to see Such a sporting ending to a truly excellent game. And in the end, it was a flurry of Japanese goals, including 2 from Masai Kamiya, that ultimately made the difference. And the full-time score in the final game of Pool D: France 0, Japan 6. Both sets of players together, taking the applause, and a wonderful end to a fantastic fixture. And both these teams put on such a show in this goalball event, and the crowd giving them the appreciation and the acknowledgement that they deserve. That is the story of the match. France unable to get on the score sheet. 2 goals from Masai Kamiya. And a set of goals from Tema, Arai, Amuro, Agawara. Enough to make the difference. Japan 6-0 winners, meaning they top a very competitive Pool D.
Ukraine against the Islamic Republic of Iran at 3 p.m.
Retrouvez toutes les gammes de produits Paris 2024 dans les boutiques officielles et les points de vente sur site. Votre point de vente du jour est encore ouvert. C'est maintenant ou jamais.
Find all the Paris 2024 product ranges in official boutiques and on-site sales outlets. The merchandise store is still open. It's now or never.
And there we have the statistics. 6-0. France giving away a penalty, and penalty that was scored by the Japanese centre. Quite unusual to see centre players taking penalties. Japan trying a few things a bit differently in this final pool game. Confident they secured their place at the top of Pool D.
Paralympic Games success. Thank you, volunteers.
And there we have the final standings. Japan top the group. Only conceded 2 goals in those 3 games. And Canada in second, Korea in third. And it's goal difference that means Canada finished the group in second place. France, meanwhile, finished in 4th place, but their hopes are still alive as they play in the quarter-final, day 6. Confirmation there in alphabetical order. Teams that qualified for the quarterfinals. Some very talented teams amongst them. Turkey, the defending gold medalists, haven't had the start they might have hoped. And you wonder if Japan, who looked so promising today, might fancy their chances of taking that gold medal. The device, you can see that spectator, that's a touch device that visually impaired spectators can use to follow the progress of the ball. One of many ways that sport opening up, becoming more accessible. And we've had a brilliant display of visually impaired sport here. Final score, France 0, Japan 6. Another brilliant day of goalball at the South Paris Arena.
Nous espérons que vous avez apprécié la compétition.
It's been a day full of twists and turns, of shocks, brilliant goals, saves, blocks, and all manner of other things as this pool stage comes to an end. A brilliant set of pool matches. We have a brilliant selection of quarterfinals ahead. We're very grateful to you for joining us today for Paris 2024.
Retrouvez le Superstore et la fan zone avec écran géant et point de restauration à l'extérieur du hall.